So it looks like there's a few more hidden details when it comes to the controls and the menus in 2K22. Let's talk about that and a few more things today on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Assemble. I'm Matt. Great to have you here on the show. We are talking 2K22. We're talking the controls. We're going to talk about my rise, and we're going to talk about a few other things as well. If you guys go on to enjoy the episode all the way through, do Matt a huge favor. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that little thumbs up if you do go ahead and enjoy the show. Let's get into it. 2K22 had the hit list trailer. In there's a ton of information they talked about, from my GM, universe mode, my factions, all of it, my rise, the whole thing, right? And we've got Rey Mysterio for the showcase mode. As you go through into the actual control scheme, and they talk about the new revamped controls, and with that, we know that we're gonna have some changes, right? We have things like our reversal systems have changed. We have our hold and block are actually different. The payback system's in there, signatures, finishers, everything has been kind of revamped. But when you pause it, we kind of got a little glimpse of the actual menu. The pause menu actually breaks down and reveals a lot more than what we actually pinpointed when it came to watching the trailer in the first place. On the left-hand side, you've got all the breakdowns of what the pause menu will look like in 2K22. The controls, being able to go into the move list for presumably for the superstars, combos that you can actually pull off for your superstars, which is an interesting piece, understanding what different combinations are going to be available. The one that has been grayed out in this menu, highlight reel. So we can confirm here that highlight reel is making its return in 2K22. Highlight reel is a fantastic community creation option for people. Upload their highlights, be able to do custom trons, things like that. It does actually open up that window, right, of being able to do even more customization with our superstars. Being able to do things like those custom trons, custom entrances. I feel like this is going to play in a lot more. I'm glad that highlight reel is noted here. It's, I think, just another one of those staple features within the franchise that players enjoy, and I think a lot of people would miss if they didn't include this in the next game. You have the options as well, which is standard, the match rules, which we can always go into in previous games and see the different match rules we've set up for this. Controller assignment, so whether we want to be able to play as the superstar we selected, switch over and toggle to the other superstar, or simply just simulate it and watch the match happen. That feature, guys, I know that we've had that in the previous games. We didn't always have that. That's a recent one, but I do really like having that, to be honest, because sometimes I just want to be able to practice and pull off different combos, move sets, things like that. Sometimes I'm just not wanting to play as that superstar or team, or you just want to change it up, whatever the case may be. Maybe it's that you are trying to do a specific thing. You're trying to capture something for playing on your stream, your video, or you're trying to get achievements and trophies and all of that. Restart the match, obviously, and quit the match, and you can see that it is as a one-on-one normal match with normal win conditions set. So all of that, fairly standard for what we've had, but the difference is being, I think, the moves, combos, as well as highlight reel being in this next game. The other piece that I want to talk about when it comes to these like hidden features and what's in the controls in this breakdown, the different types of controls that we can have in the game. The other thing we want to look at is actually going to be the controls, because it looks like we're going to have different types of control options made available in the game. From the basic controls that we have laid out here, and I missed this, I didn't cover this earlier when we went through kind of the hit list trailer, but you got basic controls, and there seems to be 5 different control options available. This tells me that we are going to have basic controls, more advanced controls, intermediate controls. This could actually change the way, may even have custom controller layouts made possible in the game. I know too from a lot of you, and shout out to the community actually, because a lot of you in the comments have noted that when we talked about this game being on, you know, past generations, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, a lot of you mentioned that like in the PlayStation reveal trailer, they did have the PlayStation 4 controller used as the mock-up. In here, we actually have an Xbox One controller that they're using in the trailer. This should all but confirm, everybody, that the game is going to be on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Series X, and PS5. But again, we don't have that final check seal of approval from 2K themselves. We're still waiting on that. What I do notice too with the control layouts, we did a previous episode on the controls, but one thing to note here that we didn't cover, where's the Irish whip? We have the grapple options, right? We press B to grapple in this control scheme, but there is no Irish whip button. Now, unless it's going to be tap L1 for run, or maybe it's going to be hit grapple and then hit B again to actually do the Irish whip. But it's interesting to me that it's not showing up in that way. The other one is actually going to be with like the options button that we have there in the center, where we can display the current target of who we're actually focusing on, or we can actually swap team members. So in a tag team match, I could actually easily toggle between going to my other player. I really like that because in previous years, it always feels very clunky to be able to go and select my guy that might be my tag partner and switch over to them. I like this. Multi-man matches, you know, you're doing a Survivor Series style match, a real Survivor Series match, real stakes. Not brand versus brand, but doing a real Survivor Series match. And I could toggle very easily between all of my tag partners in there. I really like that. And we noticed these new controls coming into play between Big E and Montez Ford, where they actually have Big E doing the duck by hitting Y and ducking Montez Ford's strike in the game itself. I really like that, and I like the utilization of trying to do actual blocking or reversals, and it's changing up the dynamic of it instead of just having to do a full arm block and then followed by a strike. 2K is doing something different here. Again, even with the close-up of the camera angle, that's something that a lot of in the community you've mentioned too that you really like, is that because we have the zoomed in look of the game, I feel like closer to the action, you're also going to get better facial animations, expressions on their faces when bigger moves are being pulled off, and that's really cool. But the reversal system has me excited, and having these different menu options too. The other thing that's going to be in here is actually when we look at the My Rise and Custom Creation suite, we can actually confirm that there's going to be the Community Creations options within actually creating your superstar, being able to go and see what other people have actually made. If you take the still shot that we have here on screen, we know that within custom creations through My Rise, that we can determine what class of superstar we want, be it a high flyer, powerhouse, striker, technician, and then whether they're going to be heavyweight, super heavyweight, light heavyweight, cruiserweight, all that different stuff. We can confirm though, if you look at the bottom bar, they do have it where you can select X to hit Community Creations. This presumably would bring me into the Community Creation suite, and I could see what other people have created for their custom superstars, maybe being able to pull in anybody I want. So if Matt wants his Adam Cole, baby, boom, I could put Adam Cole in the game. Or, I mean, Kevin Owens is going to be in the game because he was in the trailer, but I'm gonna have Kevin Steen. So Kevin Steen's gonna be in the game because he's gonna be in AEW. He's gonna be in my AEW universe in my GM mode. It's gonna be awesome. But we do have the options here to actually go into community creations, which I really think is cool to be able to quickly toggle, and this should allow menu switching to be faster. Instead of having to back out and go into a creation suite into a different menu, this is letting players actually get into it right away and from that same menu. So creating my superstar, I can just go right over and go to the community creations, maybe upload my superstar or grab assets from other creators and bring them in to my creation as well. We can also confirm, and there's just a lot of confirming in this video, which is great, by the way. Like, it's great to find some new stuff for us. The other thing we can confirm is that we have the payback options made available in the game once again. Don't know how everybody feels about the paybacks. Let me know in the comments below. Did you enjoy having payback system in the previous 2K games? I'm kind of meh on it. I never really cared about having a big payback system built in because I always felt that it was done kind of clunky in the games themselves. I like being able to do like a hot tag and then go and have a big comeback, but doing the payback system, doing a quick roll up or anything like that, or resiliency, and it was just kind of meh. Maybe if I'm using it better, because again, Matt's a big dum-dum here, but maybe if I was using it better in the game, maybe I'd be going for it a little bit more. The trailer does confirm for us though that we have the payback options like resiliency, comeback, as well as power of the punch is in there too, is what they're showing off for your different types of superstars, whether they are a striker or they're going to be a high flyer, the technician, or the powerhouse that they're showing off in the trailer. You can see that we're going to have different payback options made available and that we can select for our custom creations superstars in My Rise. I do wonder too though, am I going to be able to change my class of my superstar as I go? If I have someone in a heavyweight, I wonder if I can go in and edit the superstar later and put them into like a light heavyweight or cruiserweight division, maybe if I wanted to. Maybe I set up a brand new Cruiserweight division on my universe mode, and I want to add my superstar in there. I wonder if I can change the weight class to be able to move them around. Just something else I was speculating on. So there you have it, everybody. A little bit of the controls being updated. We got some new options made available. We got some new details in there, and we have some confirmed options made available when it comes to the community creations and the My Rise mode. Let me know in the comments below, what are you excited for? What else do you want to see in the game? And stay tuned, because we will have more 2K22 coverage coming at you all the time. It's like all we do right now is cover the game. That's okay with me, because we're having a good time. Thanks for watching. See you on the next episode.